Hey fam, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am here for those of you who it may be your first time on my channel. I'm Michelle Dominique, also known as Michelle the Health and Wellness Coach. I'm walking you through mirror work. Mirror work. Mirror work helps you to see yourself. Okay, so I'm so dry today. I always recommend coming to the mirror plain and bare, no makeup, because you want to be able to look yourself in the in the eyes, right? And without all of the accoutrements. You don't want any extra. You want to eye to eye, go eye to eye with yourself. Be honest and open. Because a lot of times when I tell my clients to do mirror work, I forget, because I've done it so long, how hard it can be to look yourself in the eye and say these things that just don't seem real. I love myself. I am a fantastic. What's the basis for it? That is why we are doing these segments, so I can help you to find a roundabout way to get to the bigger statements. And we're going to use a whole lot of things in these videos to kind of help you get there. I am spraying like crazy today, misting. Let me give you a public service announcement, right? Because it's winter right now as we are doing this. And I recommend, it is advised to do mirror work in the morning, first thing in the morning, but also at night, because there was a time when I worked until 2 in the morning. So, but do it at a time when you are stripping down or are already stripped down, right? So that's why you see me here with my skincare routine. But public service announcement. It is currently winter, and in my part of the world, we have had unusual cold for a very long time. So there's been a lot of heating the house. And so my skin is exceedingly dry. In addition to that, I love me a good cup of matcha, hot, and herbal tea. I usually get a couple of those in a day. And even though my only beverage of the day is usually water, just having 2 cups of something other than water, accompanied by the dryness in the air, has tremendously dried my skin out. So be very mindful of that, especially if you do drink something other than water throughout the day. And also, too, want to do electrolytes with that as well in your water. So just my little public service announcement. So you might see me applying several layers of moisture through this video, throughout this video, and that is why, because my skin is so dry. And when I get finished doing this video, I'm gonna do my all-time dry skin hack. It still works. It's an old wives' tale, but that pot over the water, get it to boiling, cut it off, put the towel over your head, and just let that steam come in with your quality moisturizer and oils on. We'll be using some essential oils in a minute. I'm looking for the one that I want. But nonetheless, that's a great hack to help plump and moisten your skin in the colder months. Now, if you have your mirrors, if you don't have a mirror like this, that's fine. But what you can't see here, or you might could see that little white circle, is mini mirror that's about this size. So if you don't have something like this, just a basic pocket mirror, pocketbook or purse mirror is perfect. Perfect size because you can just zoom in right to your eyes. Okay? We want to look yourself eye to eye. You can even do one eye each like this. But we want to look right and look yourself in the eyes. I literally remember there was a time when I could not look myself in the eye. I would look around myself, I'd look at my eyebrows, I'd be looking at my makeup, but I realized when I started doing mirror work decades ago that I literally could not look myself in the eye. And I was not a bad person, but there's just a lot of disappointment. There was a lot of disappointment. A lot of things didn't happen the way I thought they would. I dropped the ball on a lot of things. And it's not that maybe I did not like the person that I was. A lot of societal constructs on, where I should have gone with my credentials and things like that, as opposed to understanding what really made me happy. For example, corporate did not make me happy in the way I was in corporate, right? But I had a degree. What are you doing, this manual stuff, using your hands, and so there can be a lot of conflict right in there. The what you should be doing versus what really brings your heart joy. Using my hands, working with my hands, helping people to understand their bodies, having people's being able to get into people's energetic space and have their bodies respond and direct me on how to bring it relief is, man, replay that part. I can't repeat it exactly, but the power of that, the awesomeness of being able to tap into my clients' um, personal space, the not even the personal space, their intimate space, in a way they've not tapped in, for their bodies to respond to that and allow me to go in and direct me. When my clients come in, I always tell them, okay, tell me what's going on. How can I help you? For those of you who don't know, I do chronic pain massage therapy as well as lymphatic drainage. So that's what I mean by touching my clients. And I'll always say, tell me what's wrong. What's your concern for today? And then I'm like, okay. And I might come in back into the room because I'll go out and I'll sit with the energy of what just, in that period. And there have been times I've come back and the body is like, legs, start with the legs, And so I go into the session and they're like, oh yeah, are you going to get to my back? Or yeah, why are you starting on my legs? And it's my neck. And I was like, you say neck, but your body is screaming legs. And I know enough to know that we don't listen to our bodies, because if we did, we'd all be better off. So I start where the body directs me. Or if I'm working on it, if the body is in agreement and it is neck, then I allow the body to lead me through the session. Case in point, I had a new client just a couple of days ago, right? And so she came in and she was telling me it was her back or neck or something, very common areas. And as I'm working on her, she's a little older, not technically a senior, but a little older. And she's like, "Oh yeah, you can do more pressure. I'm used to more pressure. I don't need to." So I said, "I don't need to." And just a couple of minutes later, she said the same thing. You could do more pressure. I'm used to having more pressure. And I said, I know, because if I did more pressure, like you're used to getting when you see other therapists, then I would be going by what you said, right? And I will be pummeling through your body and bringing your body under subjection. But if I listen to your body, because that's what I do. I help you to connect to the signs and signals your body sends you every single day so that you could course correct and make changes in order to live your best, healthiest life. Not to fight against your body, not to try to bring your body into subjection. We're so out of touch. We've been trained to surrender our bodies to help, to get help. As opposed to going inward, we're taught to go more outward, right? But in my practice, I go inward. I listen to where your body's directing me. I'm not trying to transfer one type of pain for another type of pain. So you came in with a back pain, but then you leave because I've pummeled it out and you got a little bit more movement and you think that was a great thing. That was not. That was disrespecting the body. And so I told her, I said, I understand that you could take more pressure, but more pressure is not what's needed. What's needed is to unravel this knot that's leading from your neck to your back. So anyway, we did the thing and it went well. And when I did the follow-up call the next day, it's like, "Oh man, I feel amazing." And yes, and you feel amazing without pain. You feel amazing without pain, right? So that's just a little tidbit for you. If you've not worked with me, if you've not been a client of mine, take that with you the next time you go to have body work done, right? If the person is just transferring one kind of pain for another kind of pain, you're not better. It's better when that person taps in to your vibrational frequency that your body emanates all the time and allow the body to guide the hands. That's what I do. I allow the body. I have no plans. When a client lays on my table, I have absolutely no pre-planned script of what I'm going to go into. I don't. And ever since I started practicing that way, I have had my clients have the best sessions ever. Many of my clients stay with me on average 5 years, but I have clients who have been with me like 10, almost 15 years. Yeah. So tapping into the vibrational frequency has made my job a lot easier. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back into this mirror work. Okay, so yep, you want to get a mirror that will just allow you to look into your eyes, right? And we're going to do a different version of seeing ourselves and speaking into ourselves. Okay, not just the usual "I love myself." Okay, because like I said, sometimes it takes a minute to even get to saying that. And more importantly, I want you to be able to really sit with it and really feel it. Because if you don't love yourself, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and say those basic things, there's a whole lot of things that have happened to bring you to that point. Okay, so I always like to use oils, essential oils. I don't use just any essential oils. I don't care if it says pure or natural. So hopefully I remember to include that in the link or whatever is down there, depending on the platform that you're looking at this on. Otherwise, DM me, hit me up, find one of my other pages at Michelle the Health Coach or Michelle Dominique, and I will probably have put it there because this is my specialty. Technology is not. So, okay. 2 oils, and I was using this morning. I have my oil set up based on where I am. So you see, these aren't just random, okay? They're oils that I use literally every day, but for different things. So one of the things that I use most every day, probably after I shower or right before, because when you put the oils on before you shower, um, the water actually helps to penetrate. So you don't wash essential oils off with water. These two I love to use in combination because muscle tension is a big deal for me. Big deal for me. I am very active, depending on the season, bike riding, swimming, walking. So right now, since the weather's changed, I'm a little bit more walking and have gotten into upper body, just light weights, just to strengthen my carriage. But nonetheless, I experience a lot of muscle tension, a lot of scar tissue in my body. And so every morning, I like to apply these 2 oils right before I get into the shower. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the oils, because remember, I pick my oils by the emotional properties as well as the physical properties, how the oil smells and makes me feel, but also too by the emotional properties. And that's what a lot of people don't really understand, that these oils are basically plants in a bottle. The ones I have, the ones I use, there's not fragrance, there's not anything. So there's literally plants in the bottle. So whatever properties you can attribute to plants, that will also be the case for the oils. And I love that about these oils. So the oils we're going to use today is Aroma Touch. This is a blend, and I use it a lot in my treatments because it's known as the oil of relaxation. It's a blended oil. There's a lot of marjoram in there. Marjoram is definitely known as a muscle relaxer. It helps you to relax tight muscles. And when you start to release your muscles, honestly, you can start to breathe deeper. You can start to have clearer thoughts. You're not on edge, right? It allows your heart to open. It takes you out of that terseness. And I know this, I can tell every time I need a massage, and I get massaged very frequently, a couple of times a month. But when I get short, agitated, aggravated, I know, wait a minute. Wait a minute. When's the last time I had a session? Yeah, it's time for me to get a massage. So if you are feeling that on edge, you can't go deep. You cannot go. Let me tell you guys this for real. Your body is still in charge. I don't care all of the things that we think we can do. You're just overriding your system. You're just overriding your nervous system. You're pushing your body to. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should, because you will get too far ahead of yourself. And then you can't no longer hear the safety warnings that your body is sending you. And this is one of those things when you are feeling that tightness, and whether it's from being physically active or being emotionally or mentally exerted, right? So aroma touch gives you the ability to relax and become in harmony with your body. Homeostasis, meaning you are tapped in and tuned in to the signs that your body is sending you. The other oil I like to use, and I combine these together, and I'll show you how to do that shortly, is past tense. Past tense. So these are two blends. So between the two of these oils, I'm using about 10 to 15 different oils that make up these two blends. Past tense is a great oil for headaches. Very, very good for headaches. But it helps in releasing emotional and physical tension. Emotional and physical tension. Let's see. It helps you to release the fears that create tension and pain. Let me say that again. Release the fears that create tension and pain in the body. Did you realize that? Did you realize that? Yeah, I can attribute some of my tension to my physical exertion, but the emotional capacity or capability that your body has on your muscular physical self is just as real. I don't know why we keep thinking things can be compartmentalized, and if I'm feeling sadness, it's in my heart. If I have stress and tension, it's just going to be in my head, and then if I do something physically and exert, then it's going to be in my mind. The body does not work like that. You have one body. It expresses everything. That's why in my classes about clearing your emotional cache, that's what we talk about. The undeniable ability of your emotional state to affect your physical body. Rigidity, feeling burned out, feeling overwhelmed, feeling fatigued. Those are all, if you are not an athlete or a person who is physically exerting their body, when you are feeling those feelings, and notice I didn't say if, when you are feeling feelings of fatigue, tenseness, overworked, burnout, nervous, those are all from emotional responses. That is a reaction to emotional responses. I know, right? I know. So how do we handle that? Now for me, I'll go and get a massage. I really will. I'll get some body work done. But I'm going to come in and delve into my emotional self. I'm going to come in and do some mirror work and remind myself of who I am, and remind myself of what brings me joy and pleasure. For me, my mirror work is always staying out of societal constructs of what should be, what I should be, how I should be, what I should want, and identifying and reminding myself, being truthful and honest with myself about what makes me happy, what brings me fulfillment, what makes my heart sing with joy. And what I've learned over the years is it's a lot different than what I should be doing or what I should want. And when I get outside of myself, or like my mother used to say, don't get beside yourself. When I get beside myself and I'm not tuned into my body, I start to feel a certain kind of way. I start to feel stressed. I start to feel overwhelmed. Because I'm chasing something. I'm chasing something that, do I really want that? I might want it, but I don't want to do all of that to get it. I don't want to bring my body. Now that I have learned how to connect into my body, how to listen to my body, I am very protective of that relationship. I am very protective of when my body starts to speak to me to listen. That's because I spent a lot of time in depression. Functional depression. That's because I spent a lot of time in low self esteem. Still functioning, still smiling, but hurting and dying inside. And when I tell people this, especially people who have known me for a very long time, they're like, when did you ever have self esteem issues? When I was chasing things that I thought I should want instead of listening to my heart. I know, you didn't even know it. Didn't even know it was happening. I went through 4 years of college functionally depressed. And I loved my university, loved being there. I was functionally depressed. Yeah. So this is why this work becomes important. This is not just something to do for me to make a video. I mean, look at me. If you've seen my other videos, I don't, and I don't come this raw. I mean, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but this is very vulnerable because once you post something, it's there forever. But it is so important to me because my clients are not following through enough with mirror work. So I'm out here. I'm out here in these vulnerability streets, looking all plain and whatnot. But that's not my best side. Is not my best angle. But that's all right. The sacrifices I'm gonna make to make sure that if you are where I was, I hope this helps you to release and come out much quicker than I did. I hope it doesn't take you decades. If it can keep you from going there, right? If it can validate that, yeah, whatever it is that feeds your heart, that is the right thing. Not what you've been told. If I can help anybody in any way do that, all right, I'll just go ahead and be vulnerable. So anyway, let's go in with past tense and aroma touch, the oil of relief and the oil of relaxation. Whew, you can just breathe right on those two right there. Okay, so I talked about in other videos, past videos, about mirror work when, being a little bit more vulnerable, which I won't be that vulnerable on on the World Wide Web, but I would mix these two oils, or I mix these two oils together. You want to get your really good carrier oil. I have some coconut oil right here, and just put a couple of drops. I do not recommend this with any other oil than the oil that I use because a lot of things are fragrances. So I would hit my tension spots, which would be now if this camera wasn't on, I'd be naked. I would. And so I rub my tension spots while I'm doing my mirror work with this. I'd rub my shoulders and my neck. I'd rub my back, lower back, and the back of my legs, and just touch, caress your body. Do you know one thing I learned about being a body worker, a therapist? I touch people, how do I put this? And these are people who may be living with someone in a marriage or just have other people in the house. And I have touched them more than in the times they come to see me weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. I touch them more than the people that they live with. That is fascinating to me. I actually touch their body more than the people that they live with. So when you're doing this work, especially, in front of the mirror, naked, with all your stretch marks and your apron belly and your what's these other things, these spider veins, and all of that is gloriously you. Take time and caress your body, okay? Don't just, slather on some stuff. Really connect with your body through touch. Such a beautiful thing. I don't even know how I thought I could do anything other than in my life touch. I don't even know. Touching computer screens, that's why my videos, I don't edit. I don't do all of that. That doesn't bring me joy. But you let me get a hit on my phone and somebody wants to come in for a session, or somebody wants to do an energy clearing session online, and everything drops and I'm right on it. It brings me such joy. Learn to touch your body. Take time with your body. Offer gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. In spite of being a knucklehead, that's not a great, nice thing to say, but it's acknowledging, thank you. Thank you for reminding me that you are still in control. I was just kidding about the knucklehead, for real. But thank you. Thank you for waiting for me and not crashing out, right? Thank you for still functioning. Now I'm just doing my neck here, but you could do your whole body, right? Because I'm not going to get naked on the screen. And these clothes are kind of in the way and cumbersome, but go throughout your whole body, right? The places especially that you feel tension. Thank you, shoulders. There's a lot standing on you. You're carrying a lot. I appreciate you working through this. I love you and I support you. Let's bring in a breath in the just to release the shoulders. When I was working, one thing I used to do is I would do a breathing exercise in the beginning before I ever started working on a client's body, because there were times when I would do the whole, do the thing, and then I'd turn them over and they'd turn over onto the next side and do this big and I would say, well, welcome to the session. Now we can begin. You missed the first half because you were so tight. So now I just leave extra time and they think I'm lost. Like, is she ever going to come in the room? I'm giving you a chance to bring it down. Because the number one way you can relax your muscle, the number one way that you can help your nerves, the number one way that you can I'm starting to drain here. Oh my gosh, my lymph system is kicking in. Pardon me. I'm also going to have to end this video soon because that means I'm going to have to use the bathroom. The lymph system, that water is starting to flow. But Through your breath. Through your breath is how you start accessing or connecting to your body. Yeah, but not the mm-mm. No, no, it's the touch and the breathing that release the tension. Why do we think that the only time that we could be touched or caressed or that our body could be explored is at the hands of somebody else? And this is not, oh, you see me do this, that's a clearing the energy. This is not a sensual thing, but it could be, but it doesn't have to be. Always do a clearing, just a flick, flick, shake, shake. And also, too, because the oils make the difference. The oils make, it's the gateway, okay? Really true oils will be tapping into your hippocampus, will be stimulating or shutting off your dumb vagus and awakening your smart vagus to take you out of that fight or flight into release and relax. Okay, so I'm not just doing this, but I am having, in case you're not getting this, I'm having a whole experience with myself. And I haven't touched any of my genitalia area, but I'm having a whole experience with myself. I have just dropped like 5 levels of tension just by, I'm basically massaging my body like I would massage my clients. But it's also saying to my body, I see you, I hear you. It is time to clear. Hmm. Slowly and deep with the breath. If you've just done this video with me, I want you to carry on. I'm gonna go now, but I want you to continue to just take this time with the rest of your body, just acknowledging it's time to clear. It's time to clear the emotional tension that's causing the physical tension. It's time to release. And we're going to do that by acknowledging and reconnecting with the body. All right. I had some more to do today, but I'm going to leave you with that. Because it's not how much you can do, it's the value of what you do. And right now, I am feeling fabulous. Fabulous. I know you don't have the oils. Get with me or check one of my other outlet station thingies and I'll give you the link for that. But in the meantime, I'm holding space for you. So even though you don't have the oil, as you watch this video, I'm holding space for you. That's how energy works. You don't have to be with me, because when I work with clients remotely, I'm using the oil and I'm holding space for them. So don't worry about the fact right now, this moment, we can get you the oils later, but you can still have this experience. Get you some Jojoba oil, coconut oil. I don't care if you use lotion. I don't care what you use. It's the intention of it. Okay? And just go through your body, head to toe. Spend time with yourself in front of the mirror. Don't look at your body. Look in your eyes. Don't get distracted by pointing out faults and all of those things. Doesn't matter. Acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge yourself. You don't even have to say anything. Just look in your eyes and acknowledge all that you are, all that makes up you, because it's a very beautiful thing. Here's one declaration as we leave. This comes from the God Memorandum. I'm going to leave you with this. I am the greatest miracle that was ever created. I am the greatest miracle on the face of this earth. I am the greatest miracle of all. All right, fam. I'll see you on the next video. Be sure to like and share. Bring somebody up with you. Until next time.